Royalties, welcome to yet another video. My name is Tanagan Tete. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for stepping by even this day. I am Tanagan Tete. I'm a professional social worker. This is a channel where we do all things wellness. This is a platform where I help parents to build strong and resilient relationships with their children. I do this using my experiential knowledge and my educational background, and I also gather all the mistakes that I've done and all the corrections that I've made to bring in here and to help parents based on what I've done to come back stronger and stronger as a parent after all the mistakes that I've made as a parent myself. So thank you very much for stepping by. On today, I have my notes in here, so I want us to speak on tips on how parents can talk to their kids about difficult topics. We know, Royalties, that as we raise our children, it is not easy because sometimes we have to speak to our children ahead of time about things that we know, things that we've gone through, things that we see around us, things that we've managed to break through from, and things that we manage to get victory from. So those are difficult topics, but as parents, it is important that we speak to our children about those things. Sometimes we can use our experiences on the things that we went through, the difficult experiences in us being raised up in our homes as children, when we were children, all those things that we experienced, some of the things we are proud of because we managed to break through and to break free from those things. But some of those things, it's things that we didn't have wisdom on those particular moments. We did not have wisdom to win those battles. But now that we are parents, it is our role and our duty to speak to our children about all those things, to alert them and to keep them abreast with what is happening in and around us as people in this world. So this is what I want us to speak about today, Uguti. How do we navigate that assignment? How do we speak to our children about difficult topics, Royalties? So I have 5 pointers here concerning this topic. The first one says, be honest and open. The second one says, listen to their questions. The third one says, use opportunities. The fourth one says, be prepared for follow-up questions. And the last one says, reassure them. So I'm going to go back to the first one. I want to deal with them separately, Royalties. The first one says, be honest and open. Use simple, age-appropriate language. So this is speaking to a point, Yoguti, our children are not at the same level of development. Maybe you've got 3 children. The first one maybe is a young adult. The second one is a teen, and maybe the third one is a preteen or younger than that. So you're gonna have to use an age-appropriate language as you speak to them. You're not gonna speak the same way with your firstborn as you speak with your lastborn, and vice versa, because you have to pick language that is age appropriate. And even the experiences, sharing with them on your personal experiences, past experiences, you cannot share the same experiences with your lastborn as you share with your firstborn. You're gonna have to check the quality of the information. Is it okay for maybe a 6-year-old to hear this experience of yours at this age, or maybe you'll have to wait until they get to preteen or until they are teenagers? You see, Royalties. So that is where the age appropriateness comes from. And then in terms of the quality or the gist of the matter, it is also important to check the age appropriateness. Be sure what if you speak about this thing, your child is ready, is in a right age to hear and understand that kind of a content. It can be from your past experiences, but it also can be just an educational information that you as a parent understand. This is what I want my child to understand about this life, about their environment, and about their friends, about their surroundings. but also it is important to wait for the right time, or to speak on the level that they are and grow with them. As you keep on sharing with them, grow with them in your sharing, grow with them in their age and in their stages of development, royalties. So the second one says, listen to their question, pay attention to what they are really asking. Let's say your 10-year-old is asking questions about boyfriends and girlfriends. Be sure ukuthi you are answering what they want to know. Do not just speak because you are excited ukuthi, okay, my child is interested in this topic, I've been wanting to speak to him because I have my fears, I have things that I went through, or I've things that I've seen around from people around me. This is the time. I'm so excited that my child is the one who's asking this question. Royalties. Be sure ukuthi you listen to what they want to know. You don't just pour to them based on what you want to say. When a child maybe is asking you about dating, about girlfriends and boyfriends, listen to what they want to know. Listen to their question. That will lead you to which stage of development are they in. Are they now beginning to be interested in dating, in boyfriends and girlfriends, or they're not interested, but it's just something that they're curious on because maybe they saw someone, maybe one of their friends or someone they know now, maybe their brother or whoever is spending time with girls, and they're just interested in knowing, but they're not interested in dating. We have to see the difference in what our children are asking and answer them based on what they want to know, not what we are excited to share with them. So pay attention to what they are really asking. And then the third one says, use opportunities. Discuss tough topics when they arise naturally. Yes, it's the same as the point that I just finished explaining. Those tough questions, royalties, must arise naturally. You must not push your agenda. This is what I want my child to know. This is what I want to teach her or him. Let those tough questions arise naturally. And as you answer, also answer honestly. Give them the responses honestly. Our children know when we speak to them honestly from our hearts, and they know when we are just pushing agenda and answering for the sake of answering. So be honest and speak from your heart, and use your experiences to share those tough experiences, but make sure they arise naturally. Like maybe your child can ask you about gangsterism and drug addiction. They are not at the age where they can start using drugs. And let's say maybe when as a person you've got an experience, maybe you were once in drug addiction, or you were once in gangsterism, or whatever the case. Answer them honestly, but at the same time limit the information that you give them. Make sure you give them information based on their understanding. You must give them information that they can absorb and digest and understand. You can be as honest and even say to your child, you can give them that information and say some of the things I'm gonna share with you when we are older about that topic. I also have personal experiences concerning that topic. But if you see what your child is grown enough to receive based on your personal experiences, even if it's a difficult part, you can release it to them, you can speak to them. But the most important thing is to be honest and to pay attention to how are they receiving it. Because sometimes you can want to share your experiences with your child only to find out you've traumatized them. That means you've given them too much information at a little space of time, or you've given them in more information that is more heavier than what their mind was ready to receive. As much as it is important to share our past experiences with them, but we must check their capacity, how much they can take. If you see what as you share, your child has clear understanding and they're following through, they are interested, then you can keep on releasing and going slowly but surely to the difficult parts, whether it is about your past experiences or about your learning now as an adult, things that you've seen, things that you've learned, things that you know, even if it's not personal, like personal experiences. But as we release information to our children, you must see how they receive it and keep on releasing and keep on adjusting. Stop where you see it's becoming too much or confusing, and break what you've given them already into smaller pieces. Make sure that they digest, they understand, then we can move forward. We are supposed to be on the front line in terms of our children learning about life royalties. We cannot run away from from difficult topics, but we must make sure that our children's minds are prepared for what we are giving them. The fourth one says, be prepared for follow-up questions. Take time to think before answering if needed. Yes, you give information to your child, take time to think, to process. Some things are as raw in your mind, but you cannot give them to your child raw as they are. You need to process them, you need to package them from your mind to their mind. So you need to start by thinking. You can take time and have pauses in between as you share difficult topics with your child or children, but make sure that you think carefully, you process things thoroughly, even if it involves something maybe that happened to you from your family or from your friends, from people that your child knows. As you give them that information, give them bit by bit. Do not bombard them with too much information, and make sure that you process the information. You think about your child, you think about yourself, you think about the people that are involved in the topic you're talking about. Just prepare your mind, break things into small pieces, and keep on pausing and breathing and thinking in between. The last one says, reassure them. Let kids know they are loved and safe. So these are some of the examples of phrases you can use to reassure your child. You can say something like, I'm here to talk about anything. You are reassuring your child, Guti, this is a safe space. We can talk about anything, and I'm prepared to be open and honest to you as my child. You can also say a phrase like, it's okay to feel scared or unsure. You are reassuring your child, Guti, as they live their life, it's okay to be unsure about some things. It's okay to feel unsafe. It's okay to feel scared, but that is not the position they are supposed to stay in a position of being scared and unsure. They must keep on asking questions. They must keep on opening their minds and learn about new and important things that they need. So this is the long and short of this video, royalties, on tips on how parents can talk to their kids about difficult topics. I think you found this helpful, and I'm sure you're gonna use it as you navigate your journey and as you start speaking about difficult topics with your children. Thank you very much, royalties. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much for tuning in up to this point. I'll see you on the other side of the next video. Bye bye.